Hello everyone, this is a guide on how to complete Phase 2 of Social Season 2 quickly, while still following a relatively easy and realistic route. Several quests in this phase are very similar to those from Phase 1 of the first Social Season, particularly the ability activation and cash generation quests. Because of that, this guide may also be useful for similar quests in future events. For Phase 2, the 5 quest lines are: first, winning games in different game modes while using monkeys no higher than a specific tier. Second, activating abilities starting with 75 activations and eventually reaching 10,000. Third, participating in several events. These tasks require you to capture a contested territory tile, submit a boss rush score, complete a hard Odyssey, submit a boss event score, and defeat a tier 5 boss in single player. Fourth, generating in-game cash, with goals ranging from 30,000 to 12 million cash. And finally, winning a game with a level 20 hero, followed by having heroes pop MOABs, BFBs, ZOMGs, and BADs. Before we begin, there are 2 important things I want to mention. First, you may have already seen the edited video I uploaded about Phase 2. That video showed my original run. It was not completely optimized, but the general order in which I completed the quest is still mostly the same as the route in this guide. Second, some of you may be starting Phase 2 during the weekend, which means that you can complete almost everything in one continuous run. However, players who started 1 or 2 days after Phase 2 began may have struggled to complete all the quests immediately, even though I started as soon as the phase became available and finished it within a few hours. This was mainly because of 2 tasks in Quest 3, completing a hard Odyssey and submitting a boss event score. Both events are currently available and will remain active until the social season ends, but that was not always the case. The previous Odyssey ended approximately 4 hours after Phase 2 began. The next Odyssey did not become available until the 2nd day, while the boss event only became available on the 3rd day. Because of this, it is understandable that some casual players were confused about how anyone had completed Phase 2 so quickly. Other players knew that the previous Odyssey was ending soon, but were simply unable to complete it on hard, which is also understandable because that Odyssey was genuinely quite difficult. I had already completed it before Phase 2 began, so I only needed to replay the Odyssey. This is also why the Odyssey and boss event shown in my original Phase 2 video are different from the ones currently available. With that explained, let's go through the route. The first thing you should do is win the first 2 games using monkeys no higher than tier 4. You are allowed to use heroes during every tier of this quest. This task is extremely easy. Simply select an easy game on a beginner map and play normally. Just make sure that you do not upgrade any monkey to tier 5, although accidentally affording a tier 5 during an easy game is unlikely anyway. Complete the game and then repeat the process one more time. After winning both games, you will unlock the ability quest, which initially requires you to activate 75 abilities. You will also unlock tier 2 of the first quest. This requires you to win reverse games using monkeys no higher than tier 3. You can combine these 2 goals by placing several copies of a tower that has an activated ability at tier 3. The only regular tower that meets both requirements is the middle path, 3 Desperado upgrade, Deadeye. Therefore, you should place a hero and then fill the map with multiple 030 Deadeyes. Repeatedly activate their take aim abilities throughout the game. You should easily reach the required 75 ability activations during a single reverse game. More experienced players may be able to activate over 200 abilities before the game ends. After winning this game, do not immediately repeat the same strategy unless you fail to reach the required 75 activations. Your priority should be progressing through the quest lines and unlocking the remaining tasks. Should you still need additional activations, play another reverse game with multiple Deadeyes and continue using their abilities. The next task is to capture a contested territory tile. For this quest, you will need to be part of a team. You can simply join a random casual team if you are not already in one. If you are already on a team but cannot capture any nearby tiles because they are too difficult, or because you have already spent your tickets, you may need to join a different casual team. Most importantly, make sure that this social season task is unlocked before you begin spending your contested territory tickets. Capturing a tile before unlocking the task will not complete it retroactively. After capturing the tile, you will unlock the cash generation quest. Experienced players can begin generating cash while completing Boss Rush and the Hard Odyssey. Less experienced players can return to the remaining reverse games from Quest 1 and use banana farms to generate additional cash. Remember that these reverse games only allow monkeys up to Tier 3, so do not upgrade any banana farms to Tier 4 or Tier 5. After making progress on the cash quest, enter Boss Rush and submit a score. You will then need to complete a Hard Odyssey. I uploaded a separate guide for this week's Hard Odyssey, which you can follow if you need assistance. Keep in mind that completing a Hard Odyssey can take a considerable amount of time. Even experienced players may need close to an hour, depending on the Odyssey. By the end of the Odyssey, you may have generated enough cash to complete the first tier of the cash quest. This will unlock the 5th and final quest line, beginning with winning a game while having a level 20 hero. During my original run, I completed this after returning to Quest 1 and finishing the remaining game mode tasks. The easiest method is to farm cash during one of those games and then purchase the remaining hero levels a few rounds before the game ends. You will still have several games remaining in Quest 1, so do not worry if you fail to reach level 20 during your first attempt. You will have multiple opportunities to complete it. Continue completing the Quest 1 tasks until you reach its final tier, winning a half cash game using only monkeys at Tier 2 or lower. I have uploaded a separate guide for this task because it can be quite challenging. I completed that challenge without using a hero, but heroes are allowed. Captain Churchill, Admiral Brickell, Rosalia, and Esley are all reasonable options. After completing Quest 1, return to Quest 3. The next task should require you to submit a boss event score. You must enable Ranked mode for this task. Ranked mode prevents you from using powers, double cash, and social season perks. You only need to progress far enough to defeat Tier 1 and register a score. After that, you can allow balloons to leak and lose the game. To be safe, complete this in one uninterrupted attempt. Avoid returning to the home screen and then re-entering the boss event, because the run may not register correctly for the social season task. At this point, you should mainly have the following goals remaining. The later ability activation tiers, the later cash generation tiers, the task requiring heroes to pop Moab class balloons, and the task requiring you to defeat a Tier 5 boss. You can combine all these goals inside Boss Challenge. Realistically, most players will need 2 or 3 Boss Challenge games to complete everything. However, it is technically possible to finish all of them in a single game. I did not complete everything in one game during my original run because I was not consistently tracking my ability activations. However, I still completed all the remaining tasks in 2 games. Here's the setup I recommend. Enter Boss Challenge and select Bloonarius as the boss. Choose Cubism as the map, although End of the Road is also a reasonable alternative. Select Geraldo as your hero and make sure that Battle Mode is disabled. This allows you to use powers and other non-competitive settings. I also recommend enabling Double Cash and Fast Track if you have access to them. Most importantly, do not use Retry Last Round at any point. Social Season progress from Boss Challenge will not count if you use that option. Cubism is ideal because it has a large amount of open space, allowing you to place hundreds of towers. Geraldo is useful because his Rage of Potion resets ability cooldowns. The main strategy is to generate cash through supply drop abilities. This allows you to generate cash and activate abilities at the same time. During the early game, build a Monkeyopolis, a Banana Central, a Trade Empire setup, and 2 or 3 monkey cities positioned in different parts of the map. You should also place an Engineer Monkey with Balloon Trap, and place Geraldo as early as possible. Should you need additional starting cash, you can use cash drops. With Fast Track enabled, Tier 1 Bloonarius appears relatively quickly. However, 2 or 3 appropriately upgraded Sniper Monkeys should be enough to defeat the first tier. Afterwards, continue placing Sniper Monkeys throughout the map and upgrade them into 040 supply drops. You should also build Energizer, the 500 monkey sub, to reduce your ability cooldowns globally. Use 1 or more Arctic Wind Ice Monkeys to create platforms over the water, allowing you to fit even more Sniper Monkeys onto the map. tower placement is extremely important. For the best chance of completing both the 10,000 ability and 12 million cash goals in one game, I recommend fitting approximately 290 supply drop snipers onto the map. Once the setup is complete, very little manual input is required until approximately round 100, when you should begin building the Engineer Paragon, Master Builder, to prepare for the later boss tiers. You can connect a tech bot to your elite sniper. Activating one available supply drop triggers all the other available supply drop abilities simultaneously, so the tech bot can automate the entire sniper setup. Remember to use Geraldo's Reg of Potions whenever they are available to reset the ability cooldowns and activate another wave of supply drops. At the end of the boss challenge game, you should have completed nearly every remaining quest. Should you still be missing a small amount of cash or a few ability activations, repeat the setup or complete a shorter and easier game to finish the remaining progress. Also check whether you completed all the hero objectives from Quest 5. Should you still be missing the bad objective, you can play an impoppable game and use Captain Churchill. Level him sufficiently and make sure he lands the final pop on the round 100 BAD. This may be faster and easier than trying to complete the bad objective during another full boss challenge game. During my boss challenge attempt, I used fewer than 290 supply drop snipers. These were my final statistics. As you can see, I generated more than 14 million cash and activated approximately 9,000 abilities. This was sufficient for me because I had already accumulated additional ability activations while completing the earlier quests. One alternative suggested by members of the Bloons community is to spam multiple Blade Maelstrom tack shooters. Blade Maelstrom has a very short ability cooldown and is already commonly used in race events. You can place the tack shooters underneath a Monkey Intelligence Bureau village if you need them to damage every Bloon type. However, I only recommend this method when you are missing ability activations and have already completed the cash quest. Blade Maelstrom abilities do not generate any cash. Therefore, players who completely avoid the supply drop strategy will probably need an additional boss challenge game to complete the cash generation tiers. I also recommend avoiding the current boss event when attempting to generate the required 12 million cash. This week's boss event uses half cash rules, meaning that you will generate significantly less money. You may therefore need to complete several boss runs instead of finishing the cash objective in one boss challenge game. As one final tip, if your team has already completed the relevant local social season goal and unlocked the Boss Buster perk, equip it during your non-battle mode boss challenge run. Boss Buster can help you defeat each boss tier considerably faster, making the entire strategy easier and safer. I hope this guide helped you complete Phase 2. Leave a like if you found it useful, and subscribe to be notified whenever I upload more guides, especially when the next social season begins. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.